Hey everyone, it's Keith. Welcome to my channel. I hope that you're having a good day. Let's talk about the new action film, Rampage. Rampage is directed by Brad Peyton, and it stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Naomie Harris, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Malin Akerman, and it is based on the video game series published by Midway. And in it, Dwayne Johnson plays a San Diego-based primatologist who, when a mysterious serum starts to infect his friend, the gorilla named George, and cause him to grow in size and also aggression, seeks to help his friend and also save potentially the world, I guess, from two other infected animals, a wolf and an alligator. Brad Peyton previously teamed up with Dwayne Johnson for Journey 2 and also San Andreas from 2015. He knows how to shoot action, I think. But that's about it. The scenes where characters are talking are exceptionally boring. I think that his direction is probably better shown in San Andreas, but that's probably in large part because the rest of San Andreas is just better than the rest of Rampage. The two main characters of the movie, Dwayne Johnson's character and George the gorilla, are good. Their relationship feels genuine, and the first half hour or so of the movie, which establishes their relationship, it works. It's the best part of the movie from a character standpoint. Unfortunately, once George becomes infected by the serum, we sort of lose that connection. He kind of just becomes an aggressive animal. And so, we're kind of just left to follow The Rock and some other supporting characters that we don't particularly care about. Naomie Harris plays a scientist who tries to help Dwayne Johnson save George and stop the other two creatures. And she's not bad, but she's not interesting either. She's sort of like a Doctor Who companion. She mostly serves to have Dwayne Johnson tell her what his next crazy plan is. We don't really get to know her all that much as a character. Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays a government agent that at first tries to stop Dwayne Johnson and Naomie Harris, but then realizes that they may be the only ones that can stop the eponymous Rampage. He's hamming it up in this role, but it's kind of enjoyable. You can tell that he's having fun. And so at first he's kind of grating, but over the course of the movie, I kind of started to like him. Malin Akerman and Jake Lacey play the human villains of the movie. They're the greedy corporate moguls whose company created the serum that mutates the three creatures. And they're both terrible, to be honest. They're cartoonish in their villainy. They have no connection and barely any interaction with the two human heroes, Dwayne Johnson and Naomie Harris. The main villains of the movie, of course, though, are the monsters. And while I don't exactly understand why the alligator is the biggest of the three, I would think it should be the gorilla. Once they do all eventually throw down in the third act, it is pretty enjoyable. It just takes too long to get there. This movie is just under 2 hours, and it's so terribly paced. The movie is structured like this. One of the characters, usually Naomie Harris or Jeffrey Dean Morgan, explains something to The Rock, and then we get an action sequence. And they might not sound too bad, but when the dialogue is this terrible, and trust me, it is terrible, which, sidebar, there are 4 people that wrote this movie, and this is the dialogue that they came up with? The action feels more like sweet relief from the terrible dialogue than it does a full-fledged, enjoyable action scene until we get to, again, the third act. Rampage is probably just not worth your time. In a year or so, when it's on HBO, go ahead and watch it while you're doing house chores or something. It's definitely not worth going out to the theater to see. Rampage gets a 3 out of 10. Now, here's something that I suppose is worth asking. Is Rampage the best video game-based movie that's ever been made? First of all, that's a low bar. Secondly, No, I would say that the Tomb Raider film that came out a month or two ago probably still holds that record. If I had to give that a rating, it'd probably be a 5 out of 10. Alicia Vikander is good, but that movie overall, one exciting action sequence aside, is just not as good as the video game that it's based on, which is the Tomb Raider reboot from like 4 years ago. That's still better than the Angelina Jolie-led Tomb Raider movie from 2000, which I enjoyed at the time, but it doesn't hold up at all. It's very 90s, especially for a movie that didn't come out in the 90s. I'd probably give that one a 4 out of 10 if I had to. Oh god, that's a reviewception. 3 reviews in one video. I wasn't supposed to do that. Look, like the video if you liked it, subscribe to my channel if you want, and I'll see you on the next movie review. Oh god!